What's up, y'all? So, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Um, the first video was an introduction. The second video, I kind of just want to tell a story. Cause I got a lot of stories, and honestly, when I be writing, my hand be cramping, and so I really be hating writing. Like, only time I write is like I read my Bible, I jot a couple things down, or if I have like a thoughts and ideas composition notebook, or if I'm watching YouTube videos on tips, tricks, stuff, I write little stuff down. But my hand be throbbing when I be writing, so me talking and doing the journal this way is just a lot better. But I got a lot of stories, but I think I just want to talk to one about Walmart and God. So in my previous video, I talked about where I was at. So I started working at Walmart about 3.5 years ago. I started off as an overnight associate, and I was just a stocker. I stocked the frozen aisles, and I used to stock the main 3 aisles, and I did that habitually for like my first like year and some change at Walmart. And I was still lost. Like I said, I was still lost. I was still like depressed. I was mentally, I was just messed up. Like I said, like I didn't have the courage or the will to like actually commit suicide or anything. But I did have moments where I was just like, I would just be like, I want to go to sleep and just not wake up again, though. And that was just where I was at. That was my mind at, and that's where I was just at. So, um, looking forward, looking back on it now, God has done a lot, for me at Walmart. So I worked at Walmart. Like I said, I was there for like a year, and I decided to, go to the daytime side of stuff because it was having a strange on my marriage. Like my marriage was just like I just me being working overnight and then being tired during the day, like it just wasn't working out for me and my wife. Like I couldn't really spend time with her. I was always tired. I was making promises to do stuff and I would never fall through. I still have that issue right now, but I'm working on it and I'm better. But I yeah, I go. So I go up, and then I add this is now like I moved to the daytime, and now I'm like really really seeking the Lord. Like I'm working, I go to this different position. It's called digital personal shopper. So I'm doing that, and I'm really seeking the Lord, and I'm like seeking Him. I'm like in my Bible, yeah, like I'm in that boy every day, and I'm praying every day, and I'm listening to worship. So yeah, that was my wife had called, but um, so I ended up I'm seeking the Lord, right? And then I had my coach at the time of that department that I was in because I was in the digital department. I had the coach at the time, and she was my team lead, and then she got promoted to coach. So when I saw that, this is sister, and I just kind of looked like when I saw her, her name was the same. Like her name was closer to my sister's name. So when I always saw her and I saw her name, it kind of reminded me of my oldest sister. And I was just like, I looked up to her like a big sister. Like I really like. I was just like, this is like, man. Like if I ever worked with a family member, like this, what it would feel like. It was like we could crack jokes, we could laugh, we could be serious, all that. And she got promoted to a manager, and I was still associate. So then when I saw it, it motivated me. It was like the first time I seen somebody do something, and it was like, man, maybe I could do that too. Like I could, maybe I could be a supervisor, maybe not a manager, but I could be a supervisor. Stop the story right here. It was a moment in time when I was working at Home Depot. There was this black lady that so odd, and this was like back when I was like fresh out of high school. Like this was like my second job when I was fresh out of high school. And she saw me. I'm loading the mulch. You working in the garden. I was working in the garden center at Home Depot. So summertime, hot days. We loading we loading 60, 30, 100 bags mulch, topsoil, dirt. Ground soil. We doing all that. We loading all that in the customer's car and all that. Sweating. And this lady, I'm loading the stuff in her car, and she was just like, young man, you're gonna be a store manager one day. And I was looking at her, I said, that ain't about shit, Grandma. I'm loading this dirt. I'm loading this in a car. I'm not imagining nothing. Fast forward, I'm at Walmart now, and I move up, and I'm trying to do I do the interview, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna do the interview, and then I did the interview, and then I told myself like, no, you can't do this. You can't do this. You can't do this, Kevin. You cannot do this. You can't be no supervisor. You ain't did nothing in your life to be a leader, a member of leader, and you ain't got no leadership. You can't do this. So then I tell her, I was like, you know what, I ain't gonna do it. I'm not doing it. I was like, I need you to call the coach and tell him I'm not doing it. And her being a big sister, she was kind of almost like, she was like, you need to go do that. That boy pushing in that stang now. But uh, she was just like, no, you need to go tell him. Like, you need to do this. Like, you don't want to do it, fine, but you need to go tell him. So I go tell the dude, like, hey, I know I interviewed you and everything like that, but I don't want to do it. And I like lied. Mind you, I'm dealing with insecurities, and I just like, I can't do this. I don't see myself doing it. I don't think I'm valuable enough to do that. I can't do this. No, I can't do this. And I told her and everything. She was mad. She was just like, why? All this other stuff. Like, why? And I'm like, man, I'm in my mind and all this type of stuff. I ain't tell nobody. Like, I ain't tell my wife at the time or anything. I might have did tell her, but and even she was like, Kevin, all right, I don't know what my wife said, but there was a meeting that the store manager at the time, and I love that dude. That dude I love him. I don't know if he'll ever see this, but he know who I'm talking about. But solid white man. Like, I tell you, like, if he was black, like, boy, solid. You know what I'm saying? But he had decided to do all this. Like, he wanted to sit down and talk to all the high performing associates about just moving up in Walmart. So Misha, oh, I can't believe I just said her name, but she said, she was like, I got this thing I need you to go to. Can you go to it? I said yes. And then so I get to it. She didn't tell me what it was, but I went to it, and I go to the thing, and it's like 8 of us in there and all this other stuff, and we in there, and he's talking like Walmart. He's talking leadership, all this other stuff. He played a video, like a football clip of it was a movie from a team. It was a football player that was like the best player on the team. He blindfolded him. He had to do bear crawls like all the way from, like, I think it was the 50-yard line to the end zone, and he blindfolded him and all that other stuff. And so he after he played the clip, he was like, what did y'all get from the clip and everything like that? And I was just like, when I'm watching it in my mind, I'm like, I thought about everything I kind of heard about in church. Like, vision and sight are two completely different things. Vision is something you can't see. It's something that you have, like, the bigger picture end goal vision. You can have a vision to start something. You can have a vision of the finished product of something. You can have a vision of your family, where you want to be. You can get a vision from God. But none of that is not, it ain't here yet. It ain't here yet. And then there's sight. Sight is, I see you right now. I see the trees. I see the bird. I see the cars behind me driving past me. I can see my wife who look good. I can see, I can see that. That's sight. I can see all that. But vision, sight and vision don't mix the well together, because sight is like you see it now. Vision is loud motorcycle. But vision is open it up there. But vision is, it's in the future. You can't see it. It's the final product. So when I told him, I said, that's how I feel like, that's what I got from that clip. Like, that clip is like, that's like the team leads, that's the managers, that's the store manager. Like, y'all got vision of where y'all see the store being. Y'all got vision. Y'all see where the company is going to be. Y'all got vision on what the projects is going to be like, where we're going to be with the deadline, what it's going to look like in 6 months, 12 months. That's vision. I said sight is, like associates don't understand because it's like right now, like it's uncomfortable right now, but we don't see where it's gonna get comfortable. So and it wasn't like I was trying to be. It wasn't like I was trying to be like give them like, oh, I'm trying to impress this man, because I knew back in that time, like my relationship with God, like I wasn't there to impress no man on this earth. I had that in my mind. Like I'm not here to impress no man. Like that, I was already bad enough. I feel like I'm not efficient, self-efficient. I don't see value in myself, but try to seek value in impressions from other people. I was like, nah, I can't go that way. Can't go that way. So when I told him it, he was just like, he was like, I ain't never had that type of response before. And something sparked him to talk about his he got a disability, like a learning disability. Like he's I think it's dyslexic or something. And then that unlocked something in me, and I was so shocked. I was like, how the hell you get hired at Walmart as a store manager and you dyslexic? Mind you, he's good with numbers, all that, but he can't write. And when he reads stuff, like the words be moving around and all that other stuff, and I'm looking like he dyslexic and he a store manager. I don't know if y'all know anything about store manager. You can Google store manager Walmart pay. Know what I'm saying? Some of these store managers making more than your teachers, your doctors, surgeons. Now, it's crazy. So I was just like, I said, I'm in my mind. I'm like, how could somebody like him be in the position he in? Like I was just so lost. And but that unlocked something in my mind. That unlocked, like, it broke down like that mental block, mental stronghold in my mind. Like you ain't got to be qualified and top notch degree and all that other stuff. So then I'm looking like, I'm like, all right, we do the interview, all that other stuff, and all that. We done with it. I leave out, and this is how God works. I leave out. I see Misha, because I already said her name. I see Misha, and she's like, "How did it go?" and all this other stuff. And I was like, "You didn't tell me what this was." She was like, "I know, I wasn't gonna tell you, but how did it go?" And I said, "It went real well." And she was like, "So what you gonna do?" I said, I'm gonna try to go for it. I'm gonna do it." So I called the dude back. Eventually, I see the dude on the sales floor. I said, "Is ex-coach here? I want to talk to him. Like, I need to let him know. I'm gonna apologize for one lying to him, but I'm gonna apologize for the fact that, like, I really want to do it, and I'm gonna tell him the real reason why I couldn't do it. Like, I just didn't feel like I was up for it. Like, I didn't feel it. So then I told him, and he was like, "Okay, Kevin, you know, I still got a whole bunch of other candidates and all that other stuff, yada yada yada. So we'll see. We'll let you know." That's okay, bet. I ain't worried about it. Because I already knew, like, even if I was his number one, whatever, I lost it because I just came to him and I told him, like, "Hey, I can't do it no more," all that other stuff. He was cool with it. He didn't blow me off or nothing. And then I came back and told him the same thing. He was like, "Okay." He still received what I told him and still was like, "Okay, I'm gonna have you in my mind to do it." So, and I think it was also the fact that Misha was pleading on my behalf to get to where I wanted to get. So I said, "Okay, bet." Um, few months passed by, like 3, 4 months passed by. I'm like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. And I get a call to the office, everything like that. They make me the PPC team lead, so paper pets chemical team lead. So I get the thing. I'm like, cool, bet. Now I'm learning all that other stuff. Me and my original, coach, we kind of had a falling out. Not really necessarily a falling out. I just knew that the person that I wanted to teach me was the store manager. I didn't want nobody else to teach me because I was like, me and him already kind of got like a relationship going, like almost like I see him and he's like, giving me like not flowers, but he's like acknowledging me, encouraging me, pushing me like, "Hey, Kev, you got this, you could do this, good job." And those are things like I never heard growing up, like outside of Walmart. So like I'm hearing this and I'm feeling emotions and I'm feeling like, okay, like, all right, maybe, this is, we're going somewhere and everything like that. And it's not saying like every day was like he was always like giving, like encouraging me, uplifting me, giving, like, it wasn't like that every single day, because there was days I was messing up. But I knew like my sole purpose was, whenever people come and visit, I don't want them to have to say anything about my department. I don't want them to have to say anything to read about my department. Like, I want to make sure all my stuff is good, so that way he ain't got to worry about me. So it ended up getting to that point. Lord, like I said in the introduction part of the video, like, God was just everywhere I worked, I was excelling, like abundantly, like bamboo season, Mike Todd sermon type of stuff. So I'm like, I'm moving up and everything like that. And then another position open, I apply for it, I get it. Now I'm doing it again. And now I'm to the point where I'm like this high performing team lead and all this other stuff. The people in the class that I was in, like nobody would, I was like, at that point leading up to it, I was like the last person standing. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep doing my thing. And mind you, I'm still like, at this point, I'm still in my Bible. I'm still spending time with God here and there, on and off. Now I'm still choking. I'm still choking my chicken. We're still watching corn. I haven't got that under wraps yet. So I'm still like struggling in that area of my life. But I'm still excelling. I'm still excelling. And then now it went from I'm in HBA, but now I'm in HBA and digital. I'm running both at the same time to help out Misha. And then it wasn't like until two Black Fridays ago, I became like Reed. Oh my God, I said his name. But the guy named Reed, his name is Reed. He came in and he was like, I'm gonna make you a coach in training on Black Friday day. Like, today, you a coach. We need you on this sales floor. Worst day of my life. Worst Walmart day of my life, boy. I was so stressed out, boy. I could not tell y'all how stressed I was. It was crazy. And you know, but I thank God for that. It taught me a lot. And so I'm doing that and everything. We had that day, it passed by. We had that day, it passed by, everything like that. And then it wasn't until February I get an actual position in Walmart as a salary. Now I'm like, I went from a associate, overnight associate, to a digital associate, to a PPC team lead, HBA team lead, HBA digital team lead. Two Black Fridays ago, I'm a coach in training. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just keep running with it. And then God is like, I have this like favor on my life at Walmart that God is blessing me through it. And there was a point in time when I was in high school, I was riding past like Walmart and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm never working at no place like that. Fast forward, maybe 12, 15 years, here I am. And so now I'm the apparel coach and we're getting stuff going and we're moving and we're growing and all that other stuff. And then, you know, at the time, the store manager, he left. The store manager left, and then now I am the going into the holiday season. They're like, Kev, I need you to become a grocery coach. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm like, ain't nothing to it. It ain't nothing but merchandising, so I'll do it. So I do that, and then we get a new store manager, and then Black Friday comes in around. They need me to the lady, the new store manager. She's like, Kevin, I need you to go overnight to oversee the Black Friday picking. So I'm like, all right, bet I'll do that. And then like a week later, she like, and I at this time now I'm not really like my relationship with God is like on and off. I ain't read my Bible like all it is because now in line I'm feeling like I'm the man. I know what I'm doing and all this other stuff. Now I'm like, we found me and my wife, we found the church home and everything like that. But ego, feeling myself. Now I won't even say ego because I never talked it down to anybody at work. I never felt like, but I was starting to feel myself. Like I started to feel like I just started feeling myself a little too much. It was getting real fleshy. And then she was like, I want you to become the digital coach. So I said yes, but I was arguing with her. I was like, but I need to get paid for what like I'm doing. Like I haven't been nowhere. I haven't ran a department as a coach for a year yet. I've been moving around, and I'm not moving around because I'm terrible. I'm not moving around because I'm bad. But I'm like, I need to be compensated more because at this point I'm starting to see I done had a little time at Walmart. Salary, like when I was coaching training and when I was at team lead and when I was hourly, life was lit. Salary now, I'm like, damn, like same paycheck for from 365, like God. So that ended up didn't work out. I was like, cool. I said I'll still do it because it's a lateral move. Because at this time, I still had my vision on becoming a store manager. That's what I still had in my mind. But I still work at Walmart to do that. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I go to digital department. So at this time, I'm in digital now, and I'll tell you right now, if you're a digital coach at Walmart, boy, my hat off to you. We starting to get better, but digital is like one of them departments where if your mind, your mental stamina, if you got a relationship with God, that department will drive you insane. Insane. And mind you, I'm still new in the coach. Like, so I hit a year this year. I hit a year being a coach. So I'm like, I'm still a baby in this thing. I'm not, don't know the ins and outs and everything. I could lead people really well. I can motivate people really well. I could change the morale really well. I can, you know, I could be real direct if I need to be. I could be real stern when I need to be. I could have those tough conversations if need to be. Like I ain't scared of nobody. But it's just so draining and all that other stuff. So then I like, eventually our store got a position to have a store lead. So I was like, all right, man. I said, just God doing this for me. I said, I'm gonna apply to this test. I'm gonna become a store lead. This is destined to be. I'm gonna be a team. I'm gonna be a store lead at my store. Dog, I took that test and failed, dog. And it wasn't like I failed because like I wasn't trying. Like I was trying my hardest. Mind you, going up throughout high school, college, never been a great test taker. But I was just like, I'm gonna do this. I took my time. I spent like an hour and a half on that thing, man. But I failed it, and then it did put me down a little bit. But I was like, I'm not really too tripping about it. Like it probably just wasn't in my cards. It wasn't in my. God didn't have it for me to be the store leader at that store. Like it just didn't happen. And then I prayed to God real hard for like that week because I knew who was going to be the store leader at that store. So I was like, I told God like, look, any animosity, I don't got no Lord, I don't want no jealousy, no animosity, no nothing. The person that becomes a story leader, I still want to be under submission to them. Like I still want to see them as my leader and everything like that. Like take all whatever bad in me out of me. I don't want none of that to mess up what I got going on because that's just foolish. And so now fast forward, I'm the digital coach now. We're getting it together. We're growing. We're moving. We're doing all the things. But me being a person like I'm not used to failing because everything I done did at Walmart, I was succeeding at or seeing the progression. Like I had a vision and we were getting to the end goal. So, that's just what it came down to and everything like that. And I was just like, man, I kind of started realizing like I don't think Walmart is necessarily for me. Like I love Walmart, what it done for me, everything like that, benefits, insurance, bonuses at the end of the year, everything like that. Like I'm grateful, I'm appreciative, all of that. I wouldn't trade that for the world. Like what God did at Walmart for me and his favor on me at Walmart, like I could not explain that no other way. Like it was not me, it was God 100% because God had his faith. Like the amount of team leads that left or got fired, the amount of coaches that left or got fired, none of them was me. And I'm thankful and I'm so grateful for God. And every time I pray, I thank God for Walmart because if it wasn't for Walmart, I don't know where I would be. I don't know what I would be doing. I know I wouldn't. I damn sure wouldn't be taking care of my wife the way I take care of my wife. Like my wife is taken care of to where now can she can do all the things that she want to do and not worry about bills or anything like that. And that's a blessing. And now it's to the point now where like I'm starting to think of having a kid and when I have a kid and all this other stuff. And now I'm realizing like Walmart takes a lot of time from me. And now that's where I'm at currently in my life with Walmart. Like I'm still showing up and I'm doing all the things for Walmart because it would be foolish of me to stop showing up for my job that's taking care of me so well and my wife so well and all the things because I feel like it's taking too much time for me. So that's why like today, you know, I'm starting the YouTube channel. I'm gonna start my clothing brand. I'm gonna start doing all the things because I really want to be about a life where, I can still take care of the people that I love, still take care of, still tithe and, be functional in my communities, at my church, and be able to do the cool things. And I have a lot of creative thoughts that God be putting in my head, and I want to do and everything like that. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Like sometimes, and y'all might think it's an excuse, but it's hard showing up when you're working at a demanding job like Walmart on your dreams, your careers, and goals. When I go to Walmart and I see people with a 30-year badge, 40-year badge, all that other stuff, and there's nothing to knock against them for doing what they're doing at Walmart. Because once you get to a point in life, like you're working at a job that's taking care of you so well, paying what they pay you, vacation time, benefits, bonus, and everything. It's like it's hard to leave Walmart because it's like, who's gonna pay me this? Who gonna give me this vacation time? Who gonna do all the things? And so then, I see people and I see all these coaches and team leads and stuff like that, and I ask them like, do you got goals? Do you got dreams? Do you got ambitions? Like, what would you be doing if you wasn't working at Walmart? And they all say the same thing, like, I don't got time. I can't. I can't. I don't have time. I can't. I tried. It's hard balancing both. I can't. And I told myself, I was like, Lord, I love Walmart. I love everything it's done for me, Lord. But I said, this can't be it for me. I said, this can't be it. I said, you done. And these people that I love at Walmart, these are people that I look up to at Walmart. These are people that I see as brothers, sisters, aunties, and uncles. I don't see nobody as my mom and dad, but maybe grandpa, grandma. But I was just like, Lord, I be telling my wife sometimes, I'm like, Lord, please, Lord, don't let me be stuck at Walmart like that. Like, I can't let all this creative stuff that you be putting inside of me and all these ideas you be putting inside of me. Like, I'm grateful for where I'm at and I'm so appreciative. But I said, Lord, that can't be me, Lord. Lord, don't let that be me. Like, if it's in your will, please, Lord, don't let that be me. And that's where I'm at now. But I just wanted to share that story with y'all because like Walmart and God really did change my life. Like Walmart was the place where I think I got baptized around that time working with God. But that was when I was really like God took me from when I started at Walmart. Like I was a really broken man. Like I was a broken man and I was rebellious towards like my overnight management team. Like I was giving them a hard time every night, and it was I think it was Transformation Church at the time because that's what I started at. And I think the Pastor Mike Todd was saying like sometimes we don't get like you at your workplace and you want to be blessed by God and all this other stuff, but you're disrespecting, you're being disobedient, you're not being submissive to the people that God put in leadership at your job. And then when he told me that, low key, that's when my life started moving upward in Walmart because I looked at them and I said, God, I'm not gonna lie. I have been giving these people a hard time every night. I have been talking crazy to them, every night. I have been disrespectful for them every night. There was a time that I was supposed to get fired at Walmart, and the person still looked out for me as I was still giving them a hard time in life. So at that job, so once I realized, like, Lord, I'm working for you and only you, and I'm gonna respect the people that you put before me as leaders, and I'm gonna just ride this thing out. And when I let that go and I told God that, that's when my career at Walmart shot up. That's why I don't take credit for nothing I do at Walmart. I'm not that smart. I'm not that good of a leader. I'm not that good of a motivator. I'm not that good at none of those things. God has put those things in me, but I realize that if I let those things become who I am and I hold them in and I take them in, and I think that's when you start getting fleshy and you feel like you could do stuff without God. I don't ever want to get to a point where I can feel like I could do anything without God. But those things God put in me and He brought it out of me and He made me go up at my job. So that's why I just say, you know, Walmart and God, like God changed my life through Walmart. No cap. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I brought me and my wife, we got a brand new car. Walmart. God did. And that wasn't me. I would not get that if I was working anywhere else. I would not get that if I was working anywhere else. But now I'm in a season in my life where I still show up at my job and I still serve and do the best things I can do as a coach for my team leads and my people and my associates at my job. But now I'm like, I gotta lock in and do things that I want to do, that God put in my heart for me to do. And I'm gonna still show up at my job, but I'm gonna do this stuff on the side because I just 30 years, a 30-year badge, like nothing against them people. Nothing against them. But that can't be me. That just can't be it just can't be me. It can't be. Sorry. But I'm gonna get out of here because my wife is waiting on me. We're supposed to go on a walk. I appreciate y'all guys for coming on board and just listening for episode 2. Like, comment, subscribe, all that other stuff. Like I said, this is just a journal. This is just like a diary of me just sharing my thoughts and everything like that. Let me know if God has ever done anything like this in your life for you at your job, or if He hasn't and you kind of had to figure it out, or whatever the case may be. Leave it in the comments. And I'll see you guys later. I'll see you in the next one. That crying in that introduction video done got my nose all stuffy and stuff, so my voice sounds a little weird, but I appreciate this and I like this, and I think we gonna go up with this, and I think God is going to actually do something really great with this, and I think I'm gonna just pray because I feel in my spirit to pray. So I just want to say, dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful time. I'm just recording this content, Father God. I ask that you have your hand on this content. If it's in your will, Father God, for me to do these things, then allow it to be true and allow us to allow us to keep going. I pray for every and any individual that has watched this. If they don't have a relationship with you, Lord, that you make your presence known to them, that you make your power, your glory, your mercy, your forgiveness, your protection, your grace, make it known to them, Father God, so that they realize that they don't have to operate in this world alone, that they can be saved, that they can be rich in spirit and not necessarily rich on earth. They can be rich in the mind, they can be rich in the heart, they can be rich in the soul, but it don't necessarily translate outside of work, outside in the real world. And I ask that you cover them. I ask that you love on them. I ask that you guide them. I ask that you just be the good, great, matchless, mighty, and majestic God that you is. And I thank you for them. And I ask that you allow us to just keep on going with this. Allow us to keep on going with this series and allow it to just be a blessing to people. Allow it to help people, Lord, if it's meant to help them. And I'm just thankful and I'm grateful for everything that you're doing in my life, in the life of me and my wife, my family, my friends, the people at my job. I ask that you cover everybody that watches this video or that I interact with on the daily. And it is in Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen. See you guys in the next video.